Hi, welcome to my tutorial where we will be looking at how to attach the Bean Coir edging to some of the pieces that we've made. Here we have it on the coaster where it's been added using a slip stitch as the final round of the already made coaster. So we'll be looking at that example and how to attach it. And where I've attached it to some of the other pieces, it's basically the same principle. So here we have the coaster holder where it's also been added as the edging on the final round of the piece that we've made. It's the same principle where we'll be using a slip stitch. And here it's been added using just a whip stitch, just with a yarn needle and sewing that around after the crochet piece has been fastened off. There's different methods we can attach it. So I've made up one of the coasters and I've still got my working yarn attached, and the orange cotton thread you can see there is just my stitch marker, so I've got to the end. So I can take the Bean Coir, I'm going to attach it using a slip stitch all the way round, and as we go round, the slip stitch kind of alternates between going under the Bean Coir and over the Bean Coir. You'll see what I mean as we do it. So the Bean Coir I haven't cut to actually suit this size yet. We're going to cut it nearer when it gets right the way round and we're nearly finished. The first stitch we're going to make goes into the next stitch available. So to make our slip stitch, take our hook and we insert it into the next stitch through both the loops. We collect the twine by yarning over, pulling it through, and also pulling it through the loop that is on our hook. So it's just a simple slip stitch, and we've made a start attaching that on now. The next one I'm going to do is actually going to go over the top of the Bean Coir into that next stitch and slip stitch that, and then the next one will be going underneath and attaching it over the top. And we have to keep alternating this as we go around. So the next one we're going over the top, and the next one after that underneath. I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. So I'm getting towards the end of the round and the two pieces are going to start to overlap now. And you can do this a couple of different ways. You can cut both the pieces to meet exactly. The risk there is that it may be that your two ends poke out. Another way that I've been doing is to separate the strands of the Bean Coir and just cut one of them back a little. And then do the same with the other. So I'm going to cut the Bean Coir to meet where I've cut the last one on the other end. And then separate these strands and do the same with one of the strands. Cut it to meet the end of this one. And then they can twist together as if they were one piece. And then we'll crochet our remaining part of the round to just cover over those pieces. So onto our last one there, and leave a bit of length before you cut your twine. Put it through to fasten off, and then using the yarn needle, last stitch marker out of the way, we can just make off that final stitch just to neaten that back up. And we can just weave in our tail ends, just neaten up and finish off the piece. And we can do the same with our starting tail. And now we've added the trim to our coaster.